I think I rise when I'm in that pit.
A little closer. Alright. Schematics is really something else, you guys. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Plus Girl Slay, the channel. You guys are at a weird angle because this is like the umpteenth time that I'm filming this video, but I wanted to, now that you guys have seen my work week in a life and the journey to this job, I wanted to really kind of, now that I've been a paralegal for a month, I wanted to really give you guys a snapshot view of, and some clarification of what I'm doing, how I feel about the transition, adjusting, and all that good stuff. So, woo, girl. So I started my position on January 4th, and that is the work week in my life you guys seen. I think that was my second week there, actually, that you guys seen. As of March 4th, I've officially been there for 2 months. And let's talk about adjusting for a bit. When I first got there, I came into the firm during a very busy time and a very weird transition from that for them. And so that was frustrating, and it didn't leave a lot of room for a training or anything like that. And it basically, I got thrown into the fire. It was like, yeah, I just got thrown into the fire. So it was hard because I was changing surroundings, I was changing companies, I was changing careers, and I was I'm new. You know, I have not been a paralegal for decades in any part of the field. And I think what it made me realize was that school gives you a very broad view of the paralegal field, but it does not, my schooling did not prepare me for any of the niche. And I thought that my program offered a very good and vast variety of electives, so I can kind of get a feel for the types of law that I kind of wanted to go in as a paralegal. But there was no personal injury class and really nothing that compares. And even when I did other things, it was so different. Like, I took family law, that was one of my tracks, my major tracks. And when I interned in a family law setting, some of the things, it was easier to grasp because I had took that class, so I knew about the law portion of that and the statutes and things like that, and some of the forms because it was taught by a family law attorney. So it wasn't like a, what? Like, it wasn't a complete shock. It wasn't a sticker shock or anything like that. That was not the case here, okay? Your girl needed a job, okay? And I got a job. So there is really nothing to prepare you for parts of the business that you can't learn until you actually do it. And that's just that on that. So adjusting to that and then adjusting to a new structure was very overwhelming. There was days I came home and I told my mom, like, I don't even know if I can do this. And I will say that during your transition time and adjustment time, be kind to yourself, and give yourself the time. There's a reason that they have 90-day probationary periods, because it's a trial for both you and them. So if it doesn't work out, you're not married to that job. You can move on. And now you'll have something under your belt to move on. And that is what really kept me just like, I don't have to be married to this job. This is not my permanent, you know, I don't have to be permanently here. But my thing was, every job board or every recommendation I was getting, everyone wanted so much experience. But if you don't give my ass a job, how am I supposed to get that experience? So that was, I was combating with that. So I've been trying to hold on and hang on and muddle through it because I need the experience. And that may be your situation as well. You may be new to the field and you're just like, I gotta take this crappy job because I need the experience. The difference is I'm not miserable at work. I don't hate my job. I get frustrated by a lot of the practices. I get frustrated because I'm just so used to being efficient and knowing what I'm doing. And it's hard when everything is new and you have to lean on someone else's understanding and expertise in order to understand for yourself. That's frustrating and that's hard, but the atmosphere is not terrible. So that has made it easier to kind of swallow. But I am, now that I have been, like, my job closed, I'm no longer afraid to leave. Because sometimes you get complacent and comfortable and you're just like, girl, I gotta go. You know, I can't, or girl, I can't go because I need this job. You know what I mean? But get that out your mindset, because what's for you is out there. And I am a strong person that the Lord doesn't want you scuffling and surviving, girl. He wants you to succeed. And so you have to also want that for yourself too. That was a big adjustment for me, was getting used to the new structure. And this is sad, but I was so used to being micromanaged and so used to being made to feel like I was just a small player in the grand scheme of things. And now I'm just like an essential part of an entire business, because I work for a smaller firm. So that's a little bit different. And I'm also not micromanaged. It has been frustrating with no training and basically giving directions and then saying, like, if you have questions, ask me. And it's like, yeah, I have questions. You need to sit right here while I do this because I have no idea what I'm doing. And that has been frustrating, because it's not like our attorney doesn't have to go out there and be attorney, and the litigation paralegal has things that she needs to do. So I just constantly felt like I was being a bother. And then sometimes, depending on how they're busy, you know, I had to really get out my feelings and not take it personal, because I don't know these people. So I expected them to be like, yes, what's your question? Let me ask. And they were like, yes, what do you need? And it was like, everything. I don't know how to do this. So that has been crazy. That's been crazy. And that's what I had to get adjusted to. 2 months in, I still feel like I have no idea if I'm doing it right. I'm just doing it. And if it's wrong, I have to correct it. That's how I still feel. The most frustrating thing, and I had to write this down because I was sitting in my car thinking, like, I don't have to be stressed. Like, I don't have to be stressed. That's not for me. I don't have to do that. And the most frustrating thing for me has been being hired during busy times when no one has time to train you or show you how to do things. And what school did not teach me is that although the letter of the law is this, every attorney does things their own way. And that has also been an adjustment, is learning how to do things how they need it. And even if it doesn't make sense to me, like, that's what's been going on. That's been like a big frustration for me as well during these first 2 months. Is it's just been like, why are you doing this way? This takes so much time. And then I had to step back and think, like, well, she's the attorney. You know what I mean? Like, they're the attorney, and I don't know the plan that they, or the the plan or the schematics of how they are going to paint this picture of what our client needs in order to defend them properly, and how this plays out in court. I don't have experience in that. So it's very important to kind of get out of your own way and out of your own feelings and do it how you're told to do it, because even though it may take an additional time, they know what they're doing, because they have a strategy and a plan on how to win this case or have the best outcome for the client. And that everything is handwritten. I have to handwritten request and scan it in, then print it again. And it was just like, why? But that's how it has to be done. So and then I'm just, you know, I'm used to more formal training and more hand holding training, and at least a shadow or something, but there's no one there that does what I do. The other paralegal in my office did what I did, but she doesn't do it now, and a lot has changed. So that's been something else. Another thing is, I wish that school taught me about the delicate balance between paralegal and attorney. When something isn't completed right, you know, they suck their teeth and just exclaim like, you know, if you use your common sense, then it should go like this. When what they explain isn't common and it doesn't make sense to no one but them. But they've been doing it. I think attorneys, especially seasoned attorneys, get into this habit of like, they're used to it. They're used to doing this. So they just like, well, why you didn't do it? And I'm just like, because you didn't tell me to do that. How am I supposed to? I can't assume and know how you want things. And for me, combating that has been, I had to be like, you know, I don't care if you're annoyed. I need to know how to do my job. It's not, you know, period. And that's also been frustrating because it's kind of just like, here I am again. Here I am again. Here I am again. And you have to, that's just it. You have to do it that way. I understand now, 2 months in, why people require so much experience, but that person doesn't know how you like to do certain things. So, but I do understand you know, with experience comes wisdom, and you know what certain things mean, so that's easier for me to give you direction when you know what these things are. I am constantly looking up shit, constantly trying to figure out what this word means, constantly trying to remember all the Latin and law words that I learned, and then trying to figure out the medical stuff on the other side. It's just all has been crazy. But I wish that school had really got into the delicate balance that a paralegal and attorney has, because we need to be in tandem. We need to be in tandem because you work the closest with me. You know what I mean? You work the closest with me, and I need to be able to understand exactly the direction that you're giving. And that's what I mean by the delicate balance. In order to have an effective attorney and paralegal relationship, I need to be able to, I need this pleading done. Well, what kind of pleading? I need to be able to identify those things, but how am I supposed to identify those things if we don't have a good cohesive balance going, you know? And I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just been crazy. It's been crazy. So adjusting has been hard. Giving up the fight has been hard because I keep trying to put my reasoning in it, and it's not about me. Like, it's not about me. I keep trying to put my logic in it, and that's not what I was told to do. So you can just throw your little logic right on out the window. Now there's some things that should make sense, like faxing and typing up this way, but when you're just like, why do I have to handwrite this and then do this? I had to just, that's what she said, do. Because as a paralegal, I just feel like our job is to aid the attorney. Aid the attorney in however that is. So it's been tough. Learning, figuring it out on my own has been tough. Well, I'm not going to say completely on my own, because again, I do get up and ask questions. I have to. Because this shit can either be wrong, and we got deadlines, you know what I'm saying? Or I can get it done right, and I'm really an efficient person. It's hard for me to be an efficient person if I don't have clear directions. But that's when you have to be brave enough to speak up and say, hey girl, I know you told me how to do this. Now what I'm learning is how to better phrase my questions and propose a question for clarification. And that has been crazy. That's been like crazy. But now that I'm getting more used to the lingo a little bit more, and I'm getting more familiar with things, and some things are in repetition, it's getting a little bit better. But 2 months in, whoo girl, it's been a lot, girl. It's been a lot. I can't even be on a proper diet, honey, because it's just too much. It's just too much. I do wish though that if you do not have the time to properly show people the shell or the basics of things, to wait to hire, because I came in during like trial prep that ended up being postponed. And then they had some things that were supposed to close at the end of the year, so they pushed back other things in order to accommodate that, but then that got postponed and all this other stuff is coming back up. It has just been a whirlwind, and I think the only thing I will say, actually, the only thing that has been saving me is being able to, one, vent to my mom that does not judge me and will just listen and give me some advice. How crazy, baby, whatever. And two, going back in every day with a good attitude, like, this is not going to break me, I'm going to give it another try, let's go. And three, wanting to actually learn the trade. I know I'm not going to be a paralegal for the rest of my life. I know this is not my end goal, but those three things has really been what's been keeping me together. Just the fact that I start fresh. Whatever happened the day before is gone, it's whatever. And I tried again, and I have felt so defeated. I have never felt more defeated so many times consistently ever in my life. Okay, but there has been a lot of times where I'm just like, just when I thought I was getting it, now you done threw a wrench in my thing, and now I'm not getting it no more. So but it takes time. It takes time, and you have to be kind to yourself and willing to put in that time. Again, there's caveats to that. Don't sit up there and be miserable. If it's not your shit, it's not your shit. But I will say that these 2 months had me questioning my own intelligence. Like, I know I'm not this simple. Like, I know I understand things. I read and comprehend very well. So but like I said, you just have to kind of move out of your own little way and do it how they do it. And once you know how they can do it, you can add your own little spice on it. But girl, this girl, this has been, oh girl. Do you know how many times I don't want to quit? Every day. First month, I told my mom I'm not going back. And mom's like, just quit. Just quit. And it's like, no, I gotta try it. I got to learn these things, because some of the fundamentals I'm gonna take with me through here to be an attorney, to whatever. So girl. So it's been a tough couple of months. Girl, pray for me, hope that I make it. But that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Thank you so much for watching. Hey to all my new sub baes, how y'all doing? Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and your interactions on Instagram. I appreciate it. You guys be blessed, be well, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.